Well, dear friends, my dear folks, welcome back. I say back because once again we're talking about California water. So, welcome back to the show. In talking about California water, basically we're talking about southern part of California, which is even more serious, right? So, with the water, we have done quite a few shows, and we want, like, say, I promised last time that we would like to make it a constant call to make it aware, being aware by all consumers in our area, in San Gabriel Valley area, that we are at the verge of, well, someday we could end with no water. We're gonna be mommy, we're gonna be mummies, whatever. So, joining me in the discussion is a water professional and also water official. Oh, by the way, it's an elected position, it's not an appointed position. Director of San Gabriel Municipal Water District, Mr. or Dr. John Lam. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I believe that since last you and I touched the subject, it's been about a month, and we did promise our audiences that we will come back around September in the first or second week, right? Which is right now. We're talking about it. So by that I mean we owe our audience a lot of update. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I have a list here uh, provided by your office and also based upon my homework. They got to respond back to me. So I want to review the severity of our current water situation, which is the drought, please.
Yes, absolutely. I think the current drought is still going on,
Uh-huh.
and it is quite severe. Let me just give you some statistics.
Uh-huh.
Right now, as of 2015, it is the hottest July in history of California.
Yeah, that I can tell. That I do agree with you.
Yes, so it's very, very hot. And in the San Gabriel Valley, which is mostly a lot of your audience reside in, we import water about, right now in 2015, we can only import about 20% of normal. So I will explain a little.
20%
Yeah,
of a normal.
yes.
Oh,
So right now in 2014, we basically did not import any water because there's a state mandate that we could not.
I see.
So in California, just a few more statistics is we have the driest years on record in 2013.
Yeah.
We have 2014 is the hottest year on record.
Okay.
January 2015 is the driest January on record. And then on February, June, and July 2015 are the hottest month on record. So this is a really killer combination because you
exactly.
got heat and you have no
Shortage,
water.
yeah,
Yes. So in looking, we've been studying the tree rain of some of the trees in California.
I see.
This looks like this is the worst drought in 1,600 years of California history.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is very serious.
So, listening to you, I kind of getting into a feeling that starting of 2013, everything we see or everything we saw or everything we have experienced are record breaking.
It's very much so.
Very much so.
Very much so.
Uh-huh.
And this is what we call in the water industry, this is a new normal.
And also putting all these record breaking into one, we're calling it to say record of the past 1,600 years
Yes.
in California.
That's correct.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah,
That's bad.
it's very bad.
That's bad
But
enough.
let's just say also, precipitation-wise, basically rainfall, 2014 and 2015 is about 50% of normal. So this is in the last 2 years. And then reservoir, we are at about 45% capacity. Basically, we're down to about 45% in the reservoir.
All right.
And we are down to about 1 year supply right now for water in Southern Cal. And then snowpack, this is a key issue. Snowpack make up about 30% of our water supply. So, but right now, we got zero snowpack. So basically, we lost roughly storage of our water about 30%, which is the most valuable because they melt slowly and be able to supply our
Yeah, of
water.
course. I recall the last time when you were at the show, you mentioned about the value of snowpack.
Huge.
Not only does it restore your water, but also it releases in an amicable way,
Correct.
slowly, that you can assuming it while it's melting. Right?
Absolutely.
Right. In other words, what you're saying is that we are talking about the past 2.5 years of a rainfall of less than 50%,
Correct.
which causes the reservoir to its level of about 45% of its normal.
Right.
Okay? And over above all these two, we have been having zero snowpack.
Right. Now, one more statistic for
We're
you.
dying.
Yeah, one more statistic for you is we rely heavily on our groundwater.
Okay.
Basically, water from underground, we pump the water from underground.
All right.
We are at record low on our groundwater also because we've been pumping it,
I see.
and it is right now as we speak is at a very dangerous level at our groundwater level. So it's a pretty bad 1-2 punch for us.
It is automatically understood that with about 50% less of rainfall, with a zero snowpack, and with a reservoir that maintains only 45% of its normal level, normal high though, your groundwater cannot maintain the same level as before.
That's right.
They all come in consistency, right?
That's right.
It couldn't be the fact that when your reservoir is dried out and your groundwater is rich.
That's right.
Can't be that way.
Everything, water is one. All water come from the streams, from the snowpack and rainfall. And it's seep underground, become our groundwater. And sometimes it takes 1 to 2 years to actually water that fall in the rain to get to usable underground water for us to pump. So it's not. It has a long delay for the water to seep into
To settle.
into the ground. So it takes some time too. So it's a various combination on that is make this drought a very severe drought because of the weather being very hot. That means we have no snow, and then we've been having it persistently pumping water underground for the last 3 or 4 years. So everything kind of combined to a what we call a perfect storm, which is a huge problem for us. Yes.
No wonder last show when you were here, you want to make it a constant call that you and I agreed to come back because you told me, I recall, that you have even worse pictures to bring to the audience. So that is the worst picture.
It is a quite a important picture for the audience to get. But I want to bring up one more point that all of your audience should be aware. I know there's a lot of talk about El Nino this winter.
El Nino might carry some
Right.
water.
It may have heavy rainfall, and yet it is not going to be possible, even with a very heavy rainfall winter, to cure the current drought. It is, it takes 50, 60 inches of water in order to actually bring us back to normal. And for the storm season, there is the most severe storm season will be somewhere around 30, which means that we still only halfway catching up, even if we have a very heavy rainfall El Nino season.
I see. And once again, you're talking about the big prerequisite. You have to make sure it falls inland rather than offshore, right?
Right. Well, another piece of it is we only capture certain amount of water if it is a heavy rainfall.
I see.
most of that rainfall will just rush into the ocean because you don't want to create a flood either.
Yeah,
So when you have heavy rain, those are the water that you waste, and because we don't have capacity
yeah, you're right.
to capture it.
You got to slowly process it.
Exactly.
Let Mother Nature process it.
Exactly.
Rather than, well, even if God would give us, like, say, 3 feet of water,
Right.
within overnight, though, you're still as dry as before. Because
exactly.
whatever God gives you or El Nino gives you
Right.
goes to
Exactly.
the ocean already.
Exactly. If you get 36 inches of water a day,
You're lucky if you're not drowned.
well, yeah, and then you will probably capture 1 inch of that, and so that's a very difficult proposition. And then because of the ground being so dry, a lot of that water would basically soak into the ground and not become groundwater available to us. Yeah.
All right. So, my dear audience, today with Mr. John Liang, Dr. John Liang, director of the San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District, we're once again touching base with our water. So that's why you see the title, "How's Our Water Doing?" Right? So it is a water update. Well, anyway, I want to be honest with you. During the previous shows, I thought I was just doing the job, right?
Correct.
I was asking the question I thought I was going to ask. But right now, when I see the overall picture, though, I feel kind of like, oh my God, where are the words, right? So, my dear audience, let's take a short moment now. When we come back, we'll find out versus the Mother Nature what we can do, what we cannot do. So, stay with us, please.